てないため絶対サービスキープしろこっちかフォロースルーに祝って絶望へのプレリュードを聞けそしてハードスタートは手わかる
Hey everyone, it's CurlyHairedHero and welcome back to Prince of Tennis 2005 Crystal Drive. We're in the I-1 Trial Singles Tournament, facing off against ourselves. That's kind of awkward. We're facing off against ourselves using 3 copies of ourselves. So there are 4 copies of Higashikta on the field, because I have 2 of them on the bench. Interesting. Anyways, so we're taking a little break from the Hyote unlocking stuff just because I did one of the tournaments to unlock, what's his damn name? The flippy dude with like the bob haircut, who does like all the flips and shit, the acrobatic dude from Hyote. I went ahead and I unlocked him off screen just because the Kanto doubles tournament was a tournament we already did on screen. So I guess the theme of my opponent, to digress a little bit, is completely power based, because you know Higashikta has max power, so does this guy. I forgot his name, but he has max power also. So I guess whoever is the 3rd member of their team, I didn't get to see who it was, is probably gonna have max power as well, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, we're taking a small break from unlocking Hyote characters, since I had a spot open for a tournament this season. Before the 100th episode, we're going to go ahead and do this Trial Singles tournament here, even though we just did one. Because I did Kanto doubles yet again, using Sengoku and Jin in order to unlock Higashikta here. And I'm going to actually end up unlocking his partner, whose name I also do not know. I think it's, I have like on the side a notepad where I've copied, yeah, it's definitely power-based team, sorry I keep talking all over the place. It's definitely a power-based team because Taka is all power specifically. He has literally shit stats for everything else, but I have a like notepad where I've just copied all the specials that the characters can do on the side here, and that's what I've been using to like figure out people's name. But his partner should not be Muramachi, because Muramachi is the guy with the glasses. So his partner is actually Minama Kentaro, or Kentaro Minama. So he actually has quite a couple of specials. So it would have been interesting to use him. Maybe we can use him sometime next season. Which, I think I'm going to take a small break from Prince of Tennis. I've talked about it a little bit extensively last tournament. Well, maybe not so much extensively, but I was trying to get to it, I guess, because I talked about a lot about my like upload process and stuff like that, where things have been kind of weird lately. But I guess to surmise the point that I've come up with lately is that I'm going to try now, as a goal, which is nice because I haven't had like a goal for my channel in a while. It was sort of more me trying to figure out what my goal would be. But my goal now is to just sort of wrap up all the loose ends that I have on the channel. So I went through and I have about 20 series or playthroughs or whatever you want to call them on the channel where they just haven't been finished. So that's stuff like Pokemon Sienna, where I played it but the hack wasn't actually complete, so I couldn't actually complete the game. Pokemon Light Platinum, where I actually beat the game, recorded it, but the last like 6 episodes got lost because they got corrupted, or a hard drive they were on got corrupted, so I couldn't actually get that data. Stuff like Undertale, which I played and I kind of just stopped because I wasn't really having a good time with it. Stuff like, you know, Sweet Home, which I'm wrapping up pretty soon. I think by the time this goes out, actually, it's already done. But, you know, stuff like that. Stuff that I just have open in the air, right? And I'm just trying to see if I can just wrap up all those loose ends. And then sort of focus a little more on, like... I'm trying to do 2 things. I should say I have 2 goals. So I'm trying to do that. Trying to just, you know, close up all my loose ends, but I'm also trying to like bulk up in terms of content, so that I can start focusing more on game design. So by bulk up, I mean I'm trying to like pile up at once to make sure that I have like a month's worth of content ready to be edited and rendered and uploaded. Ideally at the end phase of it where it's already uploaded and I have like a month's worth of content, you know, ready to go. And it's just scheduled and whatever comes up, it comes up. So that way I can easily, I've noticed that at the rate that I go at, I can easily, oh man, I missed that. I can easily record and edit and upload a week's worth of content pretty easily. So my logic is that I can do that, keep doing YouTube, and then focus on what I want to focus on while still doing, you know, all the other things that I want to do, right? So that's what I'm trying to do. And I figured in doing that, I might as well also try and wrap up any of the loose ends that I have, so I don't really have to worry about them as much. So I get to the point where I'm recording, you know, stuff for YouTube, and it's just stuff that I really want to do, because, you know, all my loose ends are cut and whatnot. I don't have to worry about nagging feelings of, oh, you haven't done this, or you haven't finished that. I can work on a bunch of projects that I want, but then I can also kind of give it all the time and care that I need, right? Because I have like this massive buffer to fall back on, so I can kind of just focus on whatever it is that I'm doing. So rather than spending a bunch of time trying to make sure I get a bunch of videos, I can focus more on quality more than quantity. And I'll have that time, you know, to actually kind of do that while also doing all the other stuff that I want to do. But that's sort of the compromise that I'm trying to come up with. It's getting a little more complicated in that I'm managing to get through, you know, recording a lot, which is good. And then usually sometimes when I get into like this big recording spree, I get a little worried because my videos tend to be kind of meh. Because I kind of like overwork myself in that degree where it's just trying to pump out a bunch of stuff and it's just a bunch of videos of me just grunting and making noises by the end of it. But I've gotten into a really good groove lately. My only issue, oh, I see. So if I do it with the B button instead of A, he doesn't move up. That's cool. That's good to know. Okay. But my only issue with it so far is that I've trying to figure out how to like edit all this stuff and render it as well. So that I have to find some time to do, which is then taking some time, and then it's kind of like looping back on itself. Like I take the time to edit and render stuff, and then I go back and it's like, oh, time to record some more stuff. And I record it, and I was like, oh, gotta edit this, and it's like, oh shit, I run out, gotta go back and record it. But sooner or later we'll make some headway on that and we'll be in a good spot. But the other thing that I'm sort of trying to figure out is also on Twitch, because I stream about, I want to say twice a week. I have on my schedule to stream 3 times a week, and sometimes I do that. I did that this week, but it's kind of difficult most times for me to do that, so I'm probably just gonna flat out just say 2 times a week and try to focus more on that. Just because on Saturdays is my other stream dates, you know, it's Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Saturdays is when I usually focus on my recordings, so to have to do both of those things in one day is kind of much. Like just yesterday, I recorded I think like 5 videos in a row, and then I took a small break, and I went and I streamed for like 2 hours, and then I went and I actually played Phasmophobia with a friend for like an hour, and then after that I immediately went and I recorded some mind shits with my friends for like 3 hours. So minus the last 2 parts, if you just focus on the first 2 parts, like that's just a lot of stuff that I'm doing where, you know, I'm not really like taking out the time to like relax or anything like that, which is gonna catch up to me and become a big issue. But you can see there the 4 Higashiktas just fucking next to each other. 3 of them are psyched, 1 of them is not, unfortunately, because they did lose. We actually only managed to use our special 4 times, but still tied in service aces against our opponent, which is kind of silly. And we got 10 return aces. Wow, I thought I was actually doing kind of bad this time around, but because I think they got, no, they actually, it was a bagel, never mind. I thought they got some games in, but I think they just got some points in was what happened. We got a lot of deuces, but I managed to fight through it. But in any case, take care of yourself.